Welcome back to Beyond the Pill channel. I'm Dr. Sarah, and today I'm going to share something that will completely change how you think about your libido problems. If you're a man over 55 dealing with low sexual desire, despite having normal testosterone levels, what I'm about to tell you might shock you. And it's happening to you every single night without you even realizing it. Here's the brutal truth. You're probably sleeping on your stomach. And that simple position is systematically destroying your libido, night after night, regardless of how perfect your hormone levels look on paper. I know this sounds impossible, but stomach sleeping creates a cascade of physiological disasters that no blood test can detect. It compresses your vagus nerve, restricts your breathing, elevates cortisol, and literally switches off your body's arousal mechanisms. Your testosterone might be perfect, but your nervous system is in complete shutdown mode. Think about it. You go to bed feeling somewhat normal, maybe even a little interested in intimacy. But you wake up feeling disconnected, uninterested, almost numb to sexual thoughts. Your wife notices. You notice. But every doctor just orders more testosterone tests that come back normal, leaving you more frustrated and confused than before. Meanwhile, the real culprit is right there in your bedroom, happening for 7-8 hours every night, slowly suffocating your sexual vitality. This isn't coincidence. You're watching this video because your body is crying out for answers that traditional medicine isn't providing. Your libido didn't just disappear randomly. It's being systematically suppressed by a sleep position that's turning your nervous system against you. And here's what's really exciting. Once you understand this connection and make one simple change tonight, you can start reversing months or even years of sexual decline within just a few weeks. Before we dive deep into the science and solution, I want to know where you're watching from. What city and state are you in right now? Drop it in the comments below because I love connecting with men from all over who are ready to reclaim their sexual vitality. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll have the exact protocol to switch your libido back on, starting tonight. Let me paint you a picture of what's happening inside your body when you sleep on your stomach. Every night, as you drift off in that position, you're essentially putting your sexual system into a chokehold. Your chest is compressed against the mattress, forcing your lungs to work harder for every breath. This isn't just uncomfortable, it's catastrophic for your libido. When you sleep face down, your diaphragm can't expand properly. This shallow breathing triggers what I call the suffocation response. Your body thinks it's under threat. Your nervous system immediately shifts into survival mode, flooding your system with stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline. Here's the kicker. When your body is in survival mode, sexual desire is the first thing to get shut down. Why? Because from an evolutionary standpoint, if you can't breathe properly, reproduction isn't a priority. But the breathing restriction is just the beginning. Stomach sleeping also puts tremendous pressure on your spine, particularly your cervical vertebrae. This compression affects the nerve pathways that control sexual function. Think of these nerves as highways carrying arousal signals from your brain to your genitals. When you sleep on your stomach, you're literally creating traffic jams on these highways, blocking the very signals that create desire and maintain erections. Here's something most doctors never tell you. Your vagus nerve, the master controller of your parasympathetic nervous system, runs right through areas that get compressed when you sleep face down. This nerve is responsible for rest and digest functions, including sexual arousal and the ability to achieve and maintain erections. When it's compressed night after night, it becomes less responsive, less efficient. Your body loses its ability to shift into the relaxed, receptive state necessary for sexual desire. The position also affects your pelvic floor muscles in ways that most men never consider. When you're lying on your stomach, these muscles are in a constant state of tension, unable to fully relax. Over time, this chronic tension creates a feedback loop where your body associates the pelvic region with stress rather than pleasure. Your brain literally rewires itself to avoid sexual thoughts because the physical foundation for arousal has been compromised. What makes this even more insidious is the temperature factor. Stomach sleeping often leads to overheating, especially around your core and groin area. Elevated temperature in these regions disrupts the delicate hormonal processes that occur during sleep. While your testosterone production might remain normal, the conversion and utilization of these hormones becomes impaired. It's like having a perfect engine but contaminated fuel. Everything looks good on paper, but performance suffers dramatically. The most tragic part? This damage is cumulative. Each night of stomach sleeping adds another layer of dysfunction. Your nervous system becomes more dysregulated, your breathing patterns more restricted, your stress response more hair-triggered. After months or years of this nightly assault, your body essentially forgets how to generate spontaneous sexual desire. The good news is that once you understand this mechanism, you can begin reversing it immediately, and I'm going to show you exactly how. Now let me explain why your vagus nerve is the real boss of your sexual system, and why it completely overrides testosterone when it comes to actual desire and performance. Most men have never even heard of this nerve, yet it controls whether you feel sexually alive or completely dead inside, regardless of what your hormone panels say. Your vagus nerve is like the master switch for your entire autonomic nervous system. It's the longest cranial nerve in your body, running from your brainstem all the way down to your pelvis, connecting your brain to your heart, lungs, digestive system, and yes, your sexual organs. When this nerve is functioning optimally, it creates what we call vagal tone, a state where your body can easily shift between alertness and relaxation, stress and recovery, tension and arousal. Here's what blows most men's minds. Sexual arousal isn't actually controlled by testosterone. Testosterone provides the raw materials, sure, but arousal itself is a nervous system function. It requires your body to be in a parasympathetic state, calm, relaxed, receptive. The vagus nerve is the gatekeeper of this state. If your vagal tone is poor, you could have the testosterone levels of a 20-year-old and still feel absolutely nothing sexually. Think of it this way. Testosterone is like gasoline, but your vagus nerve is the ignition system. You can have a full tank of gas, but if your ignition is faulty, the engine won't start. This is exactly what's happening to millions of men who get frustrated when their blood work comes back normal, but their libido remains non-existent. They're looking at the fuel gauge when they should be checking the electrical system. When you sleep on your stomach night after night, you're systematically damaging this ignition system. The compression and restricted breathing create chronic low-level stress that keeps your vagus nerve in a constant state of dysfunction. Instead of cycling naturally between sympathetic activation during the day and parasympathetic recovery at night, you get stuck in a middle ground where neither system works properly. Here's a simple test you can do right now to check your vagal tone. Take a deep breath and hold it for as long as you comfortably can. If you can hold it for less than 30 seconds, or if you feel anxious or panicked during the breath hold, your vagal tone is likely compromised. Men with healthy vagal tone can hold their breath calmly for 45-60 seconds or more. They also tend to have slower resting heart rates, better heart rate variability, and yes, much stronger libidos. The beautiful thing about the vagus nerve is that it's incredibly responsive to the right interventions. Unlike hormones, which can take months to optimize, vagal tone can improve within days or even hours of making the right changes. When you fix your sleep position and start supporting your vagus nerve properly, you'll often notice improvements in sexual interest and function within the first week. Your body remembers how to feel desire. It just needs the right nervous system environment to express it again. Here's something that will completely change how you think about sleep and sexuality. Your libido is literally manufactured during REM sleep. Not during the day when you're thinking about sex, not when you're with your partner, but during those deep dream cycles that happen primarily in the second half of the night. And stomach sleeping is absolutely destroying these crucial cycles. During healthy REM sleep, your brain orchestrates an incredible symphony of sexual restoration. Your testosterone gets converted into its most active forms. Your nervous system processes and integrates sexual memories and desires, and your body literally practices arousal responses. This is why healthy men often wake up with morning erections. It's not random. It's the natural result of a night spent in proper REM cycles where sexual function gets tested and restored. But here's the problem. When you sleep on your stomach, you fragment these REM cycles. The restricted breathing, the physical discomfort, the elevated stress hormones, they all conspire to keep you in lighter stages of sleep. You might think you're sleeping for 8 hours, but you're actually getting maybe 20-30 minutes of quality REM sleep instead of the 90-120 minutes you need for optimal sexual function. Think about it this way. REM sleep is like your body's nightly maintenance crew for sexual function. During these cycles, your brain clears out stress hormones, consolidates positive sexual memories, and literally rewires neural pathways related to desire and arousal. When stomach sleeping disrupts this process, it's like having a maintenance crew that can only work for a few minutes each night instead of the hours they need to do their job properly. This is why so many men notice that their sexual problems seem to get worse over time, even when their lifestyle hasn't changed dramatically. Each night of poor REM sleep creates a small deficit in sexual function. Over months and years, these deficits compound until you reach a point where your body has essentially forgotten how to generate spontaneous desire or maintain strong erections. The connection between REM sleep and morning erections is particularly telling. If you're not waking up with regular morning erections, and I mean at least 3 to 4 times per week, it's a clear sign that your REM cycles are compromised. Morning erections aren't just about testosterone. They're proof that your nervous system successfully completed its nightly sexual restoration process. No morning erections usually means no quality REM sleep, which usually means your sleep position is working against you. Here's what's really fascinating. When men switch from stomach sleeping to an optimal position, one of the first things they notice is the return of morning erections, often within just a few days. This isn't coincidence. It's direct evidence that their REM cycles are being restored and their nervous system is remembering how to function sexually. The libido improvements usually follow within 1-2 weeks as the brain starts getting consistent, quality REM sleep again. All right. Now for the solution you've been waiting for. The exact sleep position that will start restoring your libido tonight. After working with thousands of men over 55, I can tell you that this single change has transformed more sex lives than any supplement, medication, or therapy I've ever recommended. The optimal position is sleeping on your back with a slight elevation. Here's exactly how to set it up. Place a thin pillow under your knees to take pressure off your lower back, and use a cervical support pillow that keeps your neck in neutral alignment. Your arms should be relaxed at your sides, not crossed over your chest or tucked under your pillow. This position allows your diaphragm to expand fully, keeps your spine aligned, and most importantly, takes all compression off your vagus nerve. But here's the key detail most people miss. You want your head elevated just slightly, about 15-20 degrees. This isn't about comfort. It's about optimizing the angle of your airway and reducing any potential restriction to blood flow. You can achieve this by placing a small wedge pillow under your regular pillow, or by adjusting your bed if you have that capability. This slight elevation dramatically improves oxygen flow to your brain during sleep, which directly impacts REM quality and sexual function restoration. The reason this position is so powerful is that it allows your body to enter what I call parasympathetic dominance, the state where healing, restoration, and yes, sexual function optimization occurs. When you're on your back with proper support, your nervous system can finally shift into full recovery mode. Your breathing becomes deep and rhythmic. Your heart rate variability improves, and your vagus nerve can function without any physical interference. Now I know what you're thinking. But Dr. Sarah, I've tried sleeping on my back before and I just can't do it. Here's the secret. You don't need to stay in this position all night. Even spending the first 2 to 3 hours of sleep in this position can dramatically improve your REM cycles and nervous system function. Your body does most of its deep sleep and initial REM cycles in the first half of the night, so that's when position matters most. If you're a chronic stomach sleeper, your body will resist this change initially. Your hip flexors are probably tight, your back muscles are weak, and you've trained your nervous system to associate stomach sleeping with safety. Start by spending just 30 minutes in the back position before allowing yourself to move. Each night, try to extend this time by 15-30 minutes. Within 2 to 3 weeks, most men find that back sleeping becomes natural and actually more comfortable than their old position. Here's a pro tip that accelerates the transition. Place a small pillow or rolled towel under your lower back for the first week. This provides extra support while your muscles adapt to the new position. Also, try doing some gentle hip flexor stretches before bed. Tight hip flexors are often the main reason men can't tolerate back sleeping initially. Just 5 minutes of stretching can make the difference between a restless night and restorative sleep. Now that you know the optimal sleep position, let me share the specific techniques that will accelerate your nervous system recovery and amplify the libido-restoring effects. These aren't just relaxation exercises. They're targeted interventions that directly improve vagal tone and sexual function. The first technique is what I call 4-7-8 reset breathing, and it's specifically designed to activate your parasympathetic nervous system before sleep. Here's how it works. Breathe in through your nose for 4 counts, hold your breath for 7 counts, then exhale through your mouth for 8 counts. The extended exhale is crucial because it stimulates your vagus nerve and signals your body to shift into recovery mode. Do this cycle 4 times right before getting into your optimal sleep position. But here's the advanced version that most people don't know about. During the exhale phase, gently contract your pelvic floor muscles as if you're stopping the flow of urine. This creates a direct connection between your breathing and your sexual organs, helping to restore the neural pathways that control arousal. It might feel strange at first, but this combination of breathing and pelvic floor engagement is incredibly powerful for men who've lost that mind-body connection with their sexuality. The second technique addresses something most men never consider: jaw tension. When you sleep on your stomach, you often clench your jaw or grind your teeth, which creates a cascade of tension throughout your entire nervous system. Before sleep, spend 2-3 minutes doing gentle jaw releases. Open your mouth wide, move your jaw side to side, and massage the muscles just in front of your ears. This simple practice can dramatically improve sleep quality and reduce the stress signals that suppress libido. Temperature regulation is another crucial factor that most men get completely wrong. Your core body temperature needs to drop by about 2 to 3 degrees for optimal sleep and REM cycles. Take a warm shower or bath 60-90 minutes before bed. Not to warm up, but to trigger the cooling response that follows. As your body temperature drops after the warm water, it signals your brain to release melatonin and prepare for deep sleep. Keep your bedroom between 65-68 degrees Fahrenheit for optimal results. Here's a technique that sounds unusual but works incredibly well. Gentle self-massage of your neck and shoulders while lying in your optimal sleep position. Use slow, circular motions along the sides of your neck where your vagus nerve runs. This isn't about deep pressure. Light, rhythmic touch is what stimulates the nerve fibers that control relaxation and arousal. Spend 5 to 10 minutes on this practice, and you'll often notice an immediate sense of calm and well-being. The final technique is progressive muscle relaxation with a sexual focus. Starting with your toes and working up to your head, tense each muscle group for 5 seconds, then release completely. But when you get to your pelvic region, spend extra time consciously relaxing these muscles and visualizing increased blood flow and sensitivity. This isn't about sexual fantasy. It's about reestablishing the neural connections between your brain and your sexual organs that may have been disrupted by poor sleep patterns. Consistency is everything with these techniques. Your nervous system responds to patterns and repetition. Even if you only have time for the breathing exercise, do it every single night. Your vagus nerve will start to anticipate and prepare for this reset, making the transition to restorative sleep faster and more complete each night. Here's the complete system that will restore your sexual vitality within 3 weeks. I call it the 21-day Libido Recovery Protocol, and it combines everything we've discussed into a precise, day-by-day plan that works with your body's natural healing timeline. Follow this exactly, and you'll be amazed at how quickly your desire returns. Days 1 to 7 are about breaking the destructive patterns. Your first week focuses entirely on sleep position transition and nervous system reset. Start each evening 2 hours before your intended bedtime with a warm shower, keeping the water temperature just above comfortable for 10-15 minutes. This triggers the cooling response your body needs for deep sleep. Immediately after showering, do your 4-7-8 breathing exercise 4 times while standing in your bedroom, allowing your body temperature to begin dropping naturally. Next, perform the jaw release and neck massage techniques I described earlier. Spend at least 5 minutes on this, really focusing on releasing any tension you've accumulated during the day. Then get into your optimal back sleeping position with proper pillow support. If you can only maintain this position for 30 minutes before rolling over, that's perfectly fine. Your goal is simply to start each sleep cycle in the correct position, allowing your nervous system to begin its nightly restoration process. Days 8 to 14 are about deepening the recovery. By your second week, your body should be adapting to the new sleep position, and you can start extending the time you spend on your back. Add the progressive muscle relaxation technique to your routine, spending extra time on your pelvic region. This is when most men start noticing the return of morning erections, which is your body's way of telling you the protocol is working. During this second week, also pay attention to your daytime energy and mood. Many men report feeling more emotionally balanced and physically energetic as their sleep quality improves. This isn't coincidence. When your nervous system gets proper restoration at night, everything else starts working better during the day. Your stress tolerance improves, your focus sharpens, and yes, your interest in intimacy begins to return. Days 15-21 are about optimization and integration. By your third week, the new sleep position should feel natural, and your nervous system should be showing clear signs of recovery. This is when you can start fine-tuning the protocol based on your individual response. Some men need slightly more elevation, others benefit from a different pillow configuration. Pay attention to what your body is telling you and make small adjustments accordingly. The key marker for success is consistent morning erections at least 4 times per week by day 21. If you're not seeing this, it usually means you need to be more consistent with the evening routine or spend more time in the optimal sleep position. Don't get discouraged. Some men take 4 to 6 weeks to see full results, especially if they've been stomach sleeping for decades. Here's the most important part. Once you start seeing improvements, don't abandon the protocol. Your nervous system needs consistent, positive input to maintain its new healthy patterns. Think of this as a lifestyle change, not a temporary fix. The men who get the best long-term results are those who make these practices a permanent part of their evening routine, treating their sleep position and nervous system health with the same importance they give to diet and exercise. So there you have it, the real reason your libido disappeared despite normal testosterone levels, and the exact solution to get it back. It wasn't about hormones, supplements, or complicated medical treatments. It was about one simple sleep position that was systematically destroying your nervous system's ability to generate sexual desire. Tonight, you can start the recovery process that will transform your sex life within just 3 weeks. Make the switch to back sleeping, implement the 21-day Libido Recovery Protocol, and watch as your body remembers what it feels like to be sexually alive again. I want to hear about your success stories, so drop a comment below and let me know how this protocol works for you. If this video opened your eyes to the real connection between sleep and sexuality, hit that subscribe button and share this with any man who's struggling with the same frustration you are feeling. Always remember, the truth goes beyond the pill.